trenches all game long.
Mike, it doesn't matter if it's Pee-wee football, middle school football, or NFL football. You can only do offensively what your offensive line allows you to do. And I think that's exactly the case for both of these teams here today. They are going to win or lose based on the ability of gaining an advantage in the offensive defensive line. So I think we're going to see downhill run game. I think we're going to see play action pass. And the team that's able to impose their will up front along the trenches, I think that's going to be the team that finds himself at the end of this one coming out with the win.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll stick with him again. He'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Let's go now. Go.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He's got his man complete to Johnson. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. A try here for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead.
7, Texans nothing. Morton Anderson to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
On the set.
Here's Lawrence to throw right away. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. It's 2nd down.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That'll be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Merrick. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Marshall is on the move.
Go street.
They send a receiver in motion left.
Check smash. Check smash.
The Lions call their first timeout, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. Off the play fake, here's Allen. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he's in! Adrian Peterson. Touchdown, Lions.
So often these defenses come into the game, Mike, and when they build their pass defense plan, there's tight ends, there's receivers. There's so many weapons that these offenses around the league have at their disposal. It could be easy sometimes to not account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what happened here. Easy throw, get it into the hands of one of the most dynamic guys on the field, and let them do the rest after the catch, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
Texans nothing. Morton Anderson to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. He'll be out of bounds beyond the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Lisa 24.
Not much there. Maybe a yard.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 9.
On the red.
Lawrence. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Third down
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
3rd down and 9.
Rip, 20, 30 left.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. The throw here is complete. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker.
It's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Let's go. Easy.
Lawrence throwing on 4th down. That is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. So they make the decision on 4th down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick 6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on 4th down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
Good. Makes the score Lions 21. Texans nothing. Morton Anderson to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Take right open. Open. Hey, Lion. Silver.
Lawrence. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Two incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. This one is taken in downfield. Big completion. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 80 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Third down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Hey.
Lawrence now. And he will get the score, cutting the lead down to 13.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This fielded at about the 9. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Pitts is the man in motion. They'll go play action here with Allen. To the right, back to Pitts. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 33-yard line.
1 quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we're back with more Madden Ultimate Team after this. Lions ball to begin this second quarter. They've got it 2nd down and less than a yard. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Allen going to keep it on his own read. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
Allen working from the pistol. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down. It is a big play there for the Lions. 36 yards.
Lions first down.
First carry for David Montgomery. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Detroit.
First down, Detroit.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Play action now, and here's Allen. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Second and 9.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. DeMarcus Ware gets him for a loss of 7. And now it's third down. From the gun, it's Allen. The pressure gets there again, and again he goes down. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. Dan Campbell will opt to bring out the field goal unit. This one from 52 yards away. And that one not going to have enough leg behind it. Not by a long shot. It is no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
Red on red. Son.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. A pass caught by the veteran. That's Brandon Cooks. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
Bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think he got away with one there.
Second down, Lawrence. This one downfield, complete to Cooks. And he will score! Brandon Cooks, touchdown, Houston. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Texans 15.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Johnson now to return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. first down. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Let's go. Cowboys.
First and 10, and it's Allen. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Now Allen to throw on second down. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Now here's a timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Off the play fake, it's Allen. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. And he will score. Alvin Johnson. Touchdown, Detroit. His 2nd catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns.
Mike, I'm not sure how else to put it other than this is just a complete defensive breakdown. I mean, from where this ball was snapped, you simply have to just defend the end zone, and if they throw it short, come up and rally tackle. If they throw it in the end zone, high point the ball and knock it down. You cannot give up 6 points to end this half.
We have hit halftime. We'll take a quick break and come back. Second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Morton Anderson to kick
Third
off.
quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Hey, 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 hey. Ginger. Duck.
Here's a run to begin this 3rd quarter. He'll work forward for a couple. The veteran Darius Slay, they're on the stop.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, run. Hey, Ginger, tuck. Here we go.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty.
And he will go all the way. Brandon Cooks, touchdown Texans. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. Now Lawrence gets his guys set for this 2-point attempt.
The Texans will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now they'll set up to throw. That is caught. And they get the two-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll go with a counter on first down. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And it'll be 3rd down.
Really can't afford to go 3 and out here, Mike. I know you got the lead, but it's not insurmountable by any means, especially after they just scored their last time out. So they've got to dial up their best 3rd down protection, best 3rd down play, whatever it is. By any means necessary, they've got to keep this drive alive.
To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage, and it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
They'll indeed go for it with Allen. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Fred Warner.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
Ready up! Go, go! Fred on the red. Hot.
Play action now. It's Lawrence. That's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt. And a nice return will set them up in good field position right at midfield.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. This will not do the trick. They've stuffed him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
A loss of a yard. Brings up fourth down.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. This is Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. The offense staying out there for this fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Allen. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
Just a brutal mistake there, Mike. I mean, they have a chance to put a late scoring drive together and increase their lead. But now with that interception, all the momentum shifts to their opponents, and now they got to rely on their defense to hopefully get a stop and get them the ball back.
Let's go. Hey, tomato. There we go.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page. And that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
Time now becoming a factor as we get to 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
So they decide to be aggressive there on 3rd down, Mike. Now the question is, do they maintain that aggressive style on 4th down, or do they decide to punt? It's going to be a really interesting play call here as it brings up 4th and short.
And here we go, 4th and inches.
Hey, run!
Now here's Lawrence. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. How's that for a big decision paying off? A gain of 28 yards on 4th down. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10.
Son.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Here's 1st and 10.
Things at 24. Hey, son. Red.
They'll drop to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Now a big spot here for the Texans as they'll try for 2.
Hey.
Will line up for
Back to throw. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. They get the touchdown, take the lead, but it remains a 1-point game. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. They'll return this from the 11. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's first down. They'll stick to the ground. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down. It's Allen. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
To the air on third down. Here's Allen. Short throw taken by Pitts. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
What's the play call here? Fourth down and 7. Pitch it out here. And this is not going to do it. The defense comes through here in the final minute. And it may just be enough to get them a victory.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
Trying to use that big body to get the yardage, but he is stopped for no gain. The Lions called their first timeout. Buck shows 50 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Third down and 3.
Hey, easy. All right, here we go. Done.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the
Here's a
9-yard
timeout,
line.
Houston. That's their second. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one online.